If you're just starting out with paintless dent removal, there's only really two things you need to be thinking about right now. One is selecting the right training for you, and two is working out which tools you really need to get started. So in this video, I'm going to cover the basic tools you need to start learning paintless dent removal. Hi, I'm Tom with Learn PDR Online, and in this video today I'm covering a few of the tools that in my opinion you really need to get started learning paintless dent removal. Now, as I said, there's only really two things you should be thinking about right now if you're just starting off. One is training and the second is tools. So we have also got a video here on YouTube for identifying the different training platforms out there, and I've given you my opinion on the pros and cons of each different training setup to really help guide you as to picking the correct training for you. So if you're interested in the training, the link for that video will be below this one, and also once you get to the end of this video you're going to see a little thumbnail pop up that's going to take you directly to that training video. And as I say, that is my opinion on the pros and cons of the different training available for you to teach PDR. But in this video today I'm going to talk to you about the tools you need to get started. Reading dents is essential for successful paintless dent removal, so you are going to need a reading device. This is mine. It's a simple line board setup. It's a reflector board with a flexible arm and a suction cup. So I put this onto a vehicle and I use the reflection of the lines to give me an indication as to whether a panel is high or low and really start to read the dent itself. Now, there's a variety of different reading devices out there. Some people prefer lines like this, others prefer fog boards, but also you can get a variety of different light setups, different LEDs and strip lights to really kind of give you different reflections to work with for learning. So that comes down to you as an individual, which kind of reflection or light you understand better. For me, it's a real nice simple line board setup, but you are definitely going to need a reading device of some sort, so that's number one. To be able to remove dents, you are going to need a bar. So this is a fairly standard bar, and I would recommend getting one roughly this kind of length, and my preference is the ones with a slight double bend. So you've got a little bend here and then again here, and it basically pits the tip roughly at a 90-degree angle from the handle. So I think it's really good in terms of giving you leverage and control to get started. Now, it doesn't matter, I'm not here to tell you about the different brands and which ones you shouldn't buy, but a dent bar that looks something like this will be enough to get you started. And I would recommend getting a screw tip here as well. That means you can pick up a variety of different tips and turn this one tool into a very versatile multi-tool, giving you an array of kind of soft tips like this one here, right through to some of the sharper tips here as well. So it really makes this one tool very useful and brilliant for getting into open areas such as bonnet panels, front wings, fenders, where you've got plenty of room and access to get in. So a dent bar like this with a few screw tips like these. Next up, you are going to need a hammer and a knockdown. Now, as always, there is a huge variety of different tools, products, brands out there, but you are definitely going to need a hammer and knockdown of some sorts. So generally when there is a dent, there is usually a high spot, also known as kind of like a crown or shoulders and ridges around a dent. So that is where we use our sort of knockdown and a hammer and start gently knocking down those highs. Also, particularly when you're learning, you're likely to pit plenty of high spots in a panel as you start pushing and kind of getting the feel for PDR. So once you create those high spots, you need to be able to knock them down. So you will need one of these and one of these. And if you're just getting started learning the basics of dent removal and working on, say, like a practice panel, like a bonnet panel, anything like that, you will also need some form of hanging device. Now, whether that be a simple S-hook and a ring that's available at most kind of DIY hardware places, or a specific tool such as this hanging tool, and what this is, it gives you a hook that you can put onto the inside of the panel, and then you put your PDR bar through there, and it gives you plenty of leverage to start being able to control and remove the dents. So some form of hanger tool or S-hook and ring. So the tools that I've just covered are all of the tools that you need to start learning paintless dent removal on a very basic level. If you take our online training, we have a basic skills course, and it teaches removing small dings and dents from open panels such as a bonnet. And the tools that I've just covered there are all you need to really get started taking out small dents yourself. So you don't need to buy a fortune of tools to start learning the industry. Just get the essential tools to start learning the process, and then we can add to our tools as we develop as technicians. As you start to grow and develop as a technician, we then move on to glue pulling. So we'll run through a couple of different tools that I think you need to really start taking out small dings with glue. So of course you are going to need a glue gun. Now it doesn't matter if it's a corded one, whether it's battery powered, gas powered, but you're going to need a glue gun and you're going to need some PDR glue to start removing dents. So glue gun and PDR glue. And to go with that setup, you're also going to need some glue tabs. So have a little look, there's a whole variety of different tabs you can get. But the different tabs, different shapes, different designs and colours generally all serve a different purpose. So I recommend picking up 1 or 2 different variety of packs just to give you a real range of the different glue tabs out there. But definitely get yourself a few different glue tabs. Partly the different shapes and designs give you different pulls, but also over time you're probably bound to lose a couple or break a couple in the pull process. So definitely worth picking up 1 or 2 little variety of packs to give you a real good range of glue tabs. So once you've glued the tab to the dent, you're going to need something to start lifting that tab with. So you can either pick up a little lifter gun, a bit like this one, and you can put that over the top of the tab and then just start to gently pull the tab up. Alternatively, you can pick yourself up a slide hammer. So we attach this end onto the back of the tab, and then it's a hammer to start pulling the tab back this way. So some form of lifting device. My own personal opinion, if you're having to pick between one or the other, I find a slide hammer is generally a bit more versatile. It's what I use more often than the lifter. But they both serve a certain purpose, so over time you pick up both. But that's it for glue. So you've got your glue gun, your glue sticks, a variety of different tabs, and also a lifting device, be it a lifter or a slide hammer. But with that also, almost forgot, you're going to need a glue releasing agent. So sometimes the glue doesn't come off easily from panels, in which case you have some kind of releasing agent. So me personally, I use methylated spirits, but you can get different forms of kind of alcohol based products that releases the glue from the panel. So definitely have that in your glue selection as well. So once you've started removing small dings and dents with the bars, the screwing tips, and getting used to a hammer and a knockdown, and you've also started to remove little dents with glue by gluing tabs and either pulling them with a slide hammer or lifter, we generally move on to working on to door dents. So it's a similar process with door dent removal that we cover in our basic skills training, but there's just a few different tools that really make a difference with working on doors. So let's take a look at those. So working on door dents, you will need to get yourself a glass window protector board. So this one's mine, and it slides down the side of a door glass in a panel, and then I'll use a window wedge to open up the gap. So I open up the gap between the glass and the door, pop down my board, that protects the glass, and then my different bars and rods can lever against that to enable me to remove dents without shattering the glass. And again, there's a huge variety when it comes to door dent removal tools. So we can start off with something a bit like this, which is a generic small little hook bar, and these are ideal for getting into the upper sections of door panels. And then a slightly longer tool. This one is what I call a hockey stick shaped bar, so less of a hook, but it's that little bit longer, and this pretty much covers the midsection of a door panel. And then to make sure we can reach the bottom of the door panel, a slightly longer bar as well. So this one will slide right the way down into the bottom of a door panel. So between those 3 tools there, you've got the upper section, the midsection, and the lower section all covered. Now a lot of door bars are left-handed or right-handed tools, so you're either going to be working on a dent this way around or this way around. So you can end up with a whole different variety of tools for left-hand tools, right-hand tools, or if you're looking to not have so many tools in your tool bag at this stage, you can also get a ratchet handle tools. And by having a door bar that has a ratchet handle, you're able to quickly change it between a left-handed tool and a right-handed tool without removing it from the door. So you're pressing the button and you can just switch it to a different angle to whichever one suits your need whilst it's in there repairing. So great little tools to have as well, the ratchet handles, just for kind of speed, being able to flick between left and right without changing tools. So in my opinion, those are all of the tools that you really need to start thinking about if you're learning paintless dent removal. And I also mentioned about the training. So if you're looking at different options for training, I've also done a video here on YouTube that really identifies the different training options available for you, and also runs through my own pros and cons between each individual option. So you can look for the link for that video below this one in the description, and also it'll be one of the thumbnails that ends up at the end of this video. But I really hope you found that useful. I know sometimes it can be a bit overwhelming in terms of all the different training and tools and just everything you need to get started. So I'm trying to simplify it and really helping you understand just the very basics to get you started, and then we can progress as we go. So if you've enjoyed the video, which I really hope you have, don't forget you can hit the little thumbs up icon to like the video, and if you haven't already, you can subscribe to our channel and you'll stay up to date with the next video releases that we do. So I'm Tom with Learn PDR Online. Thank you for watching.